time. I grew up in the Butler Place apartments where red brick structures dotted the landscape, appearing amidst the canopy of trees. See, struggling to incorporate nature and politics in a world which does not mix, separated by highways and byways, protecting the elite. Now, southern travelers passing northbound on their way to Oklahoma were given the opportunity to stare and break up the monotony of scenery of glass high-rises to the left. Now, while making mockery and taking notice of the impoverished people who survived to the right, but for those who lived their lives, it was home. A home where your neighbors were family held in the same diaspora of their ancestry. Exchanging thoughts and dreams and ideas of changing the world in which they lived. See, we were like ants, scurrying about their businesses of true living. Now, if you know anything about ants, they can move mountains. So we did. And even though the infrastructure had winding roads leading to nowhere out of despair, from Chambers Street to Pork Chop Hill, and yet still we were not free to go about our way. But we made our way. The access to our world by cars and bus fare was one way in from the corner of Lancaster and Pine Street, directing entry to the omnibuses of 12th Street. Now, appearing like a majestic castle in the first black secondary school, reflecting on the era of segregation. Now, caravanning the class of black excellence past one of the most loved historical landmarks of I Am Terror. Encouraging those to imitate and learn from the blacknesses of queens and kings who reign supreme, supporting communities in activism. That brother right there. And as Butler College Community Center fed us with summer projects and after-school meals, educating our youth to be the best, we could be like Maya Angelou. Yeah. To know better is to what? Do better. So while political racism held us at discrimination, gun point to point, there were secret ways like darkened caves to escape the jungle of brick and mortar. The underpass to Hardin Street is where magic happened, briefly making you forget about your bump and grind by giving you a song to dance to. And as the Continental or National Bank clock ticked at the time, towering over us from the skyline of downtown, before Tandy Center was the center, our quest was Woolworth. That was the place you wanted to go. And there were many of us that turned our heads toward the west, casting our dreams on silhouettes of Houston Street. Sometimes from the hill, good publishing company fed our souls with true confessions, flowing sepia into our lives as we jive to the bronze thrills of Pork Chop Hill. And the obstruction of our view, and sometimes made employment hard to find, but it kept those who were low income and dark skinned from venturing further to discover more of the white man's world. We're gambling our lives with glass keys, eating press ham sandwiches from Mr. People's store, washing our dreams at the washateria only to dry our sheets on clotheslines who will be next in line to leave. And as the whistle blows, acknowledge the BNSF trains running north and southbound to a different side of town, our junction of our function had us jumping boxcars, derailing our perceptions. But the habitus of my skin held me hostage at red line and strategically choked out the black economy. It took my family 10 years to escape with hopes of freedom into the next neighborhood of redlining, which was the South Side. There is so much struggling in the white man's systemic world which made it difficult to defeat and navigate. Corralling the black populace from North Side Freeway to Southeast Loop 820. And now, after 80 years of housing, the descendants of refugee slaves who called these rigid red tooth brick buildings home, known as the projects, have given up the ghost, waiting for gentrification to take up a new host. Thank y'all, baby.